Hello and welcome to LiverpoolTruly, and today I'm going to be ranting about FSG and the current situation in Liverpool, which is pretty shit right now, as you all know. This isn't a video that I really wanted to make, but I was ranting at my mum last night and I thought, you know what, I need to get this off my chest. Like, I can't be doing this to my family, and it's been going through my head for a long time. It's just been going over and over, and I'm just getting a bit sick of it now. Personally, I don't really like thinking about owners or accounts or anything like that. I'd rather just look at the football and the results and what's going on the pitch. But because of the situation at the moment, I can't help feel that there is a massive link between what's going on in the boardroom, what's going on upstairs, and what is happening on the pitch right now with the results. As you can hear, I'm not from Liverpool. I haven't actually been to Anfield. Call me a wool, call me a plastic fan, whatever. I couldn't give a shit what you think. I know that I really love this club. I'm a massive Liverpool fan. Yeah, I just thought I'd say that before I really get into it. If you like this or you like the channel, then subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at LiverpoolTruly. You can message me on there. I'll respond to you. I'll have a chat with you. I'm trying to do this quite calmly, have a calm rant, if that makes sense. But there's just a lot of shit that I need to get off my chest. So let's get into it now. FSG have overseen one of the worst periods of Liverpool FC in the generation. That, whatever way you cut it, that's a fact, alright? A lot of this is going to be in my opinion, but whatever way you cut it, that is a fact in terms of trophies and in terms of Champions League qualification. In the 7 years that they have been in charge, we've qualified for the Champions League once. We have won one trophy, a League Cup against Cardiff City on penalties. No offence, Cardiff, but that's not really where we should be at. In the last couple of years, since we came second and missed out on the title, we have lost two semi-finals. It might be. I think it's about two. It's probably two. Could be more. Knowing us, and two cup finals last year in one season. This isn't good enough. For me, that's not good enough. I know for a lot of fans that isn't good enough. However, for some reason, many other fans think this is fine. They think that, not qualifying for the Champions League consistently, not challenging for titles, not challenging for cups, is fine. This completely baffles me. I don't. We're Liverpool Football Club, for fuck's sake. All right? Do you not get that? We should be at least challenging for the league every year. Maybe call me an entitled fan, call me deluded, whatever. We could be one of the best clubs in the world. Okay, we are one of the best clubs in the world, don't we? Okay, don't get me wrong. But you know what I'm saying, right? It's just stupid. It's crazy. I don't get it. Okay, let's do some accounting to put this into perspective, seeing as a lot of people nowadays, a lot of football fans love doing accounts. We are the 8th richest club in the world with a total value of $1,548 million, according to Wikipedia. I'll put links to all of the stuff that I use in the description. So yeah, whichever way you cut it, American billion, English billion, 1.5 billion pounds, dollars, sorry. Why doesn't that show on the pitch or in our squad? Okay, we're up there with the likes of Chelsea, City, Juventus. Juventus are below us. Dortmund are below us. PSG are below us in terms of value, alright? Look at our squads. They seem miles ahead of us. What's going on here? Seriously, what is going on? How many transfer targets do we seem to miss out on year? This is stretched back for ages. Alright, you think Konoplyanka missed out on a couple of million wages. Willian went to Tottenham, then Chelsea. Bastard, but still, if we offer the wages, offer the better financial package, he'd probably come. More recently, Draxler in January. Paul Joyce, one of the respected journalists, alright, Liverpool journalists, said that he thought Klopp was wrong. Whether this is an FSG problem is quite clear to me. I think overall, the overarching problem is FSG and their transfer policy. Okay, however, Klopp cannot be exempt from criticism, especially recently for stuff on the pitch. But anyway, transfer targets. We miss out on Diego. We had a bid for Diego Costa, didn't come off. Dahoud was clearly a transfer target. Brandt in January. I know January's a difficult window, and I'm not saying we should be United or Chelsea or whatever and spend 100 million on players. All right, But if you look at this, if you look at the stats, you look at the money spent, we're clearly miles behind. All right, that's a concern. TV revenue has never been higher. Okay, for the Premier League, where has that gone? Where has that gone? On a £68 million yacht for John Henry. It's never been higher, all right? And look, I hate this word at the moment. It gets bandied around way too much, or two words. Net spend. You look at our net spend. Okay, bear with me 1 second. Net spend in the top 6 of the Premier League. All right, 16-17. City, 165 million. United, 118 million, etc., etc. All the way down to Spurs on 32.2 million. Okay, that's not loads, but it's still net spend. Liverpool are on minus 6.4, or about up to minus 10. I've seen a couple of figures. Anyway, we've made money, all right? Why? You know, the difference between us and Spurs there, who have the second least net spend, is about £40 million. That's one top, you know, that's a world-class signing. That, you know, that's a centre back. That's a striker. You know. That's a play that can make a difference. It's fine margins in football, you know, as we saw when we came second, as we saw when we lose all these finals. It's fine margins, but that investment makes such a big difference. I don't think people realise. And it's come out the last few days that Klopp will have the most money of a Liverpool manager ever to spend in the summer. He'll be able to buy 5 or 6 world-class players, top players. Fair enough, look, maybe that'll happen. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, and that will happen. How many times have we heard that? Seriously, how many times have we heard, we're going to rebuild this year. We'll get rid of the deadwood. We've been in transition for 24 years or however long it is since we haven't won a title. Yeah? I mean, okay, that was an exaggeration. Under FSG, we've been in transition pretty much every bloody year. It's quite clear that we only seem to spend money on players when we receive a lot of money. Torres for 50 million, we're going to get Carroll, Suarez. Sell Suarez 75 million, we bought Markovic 20 million, Lovren 20 million, Lallana 25 million, that's fine. Obviously Lovren and Markovic, they're not Liverpool, not top quality players, are they? Quite clearly. Sterling 50 million, we got Mane. Okay, yeah, in a way, yes, they have spent money. They only spend money when they've received a lot of money as well. All right, and people say they saved us. Okay, yes, in a way they did. Don't get me wrong. We were on the brink. We were going to go down the shitter. All right, but what they did, as we've seen in these leaked emails or whatever recently, which has caused a few Twitter spats, they got us on the cheap. They saw us as an investment. Okay, that's how they see us. An investment. They got us on the cheap. They like to buy players for cheap, sell them expensive, make the club run at a profit. Okay, and that's fine. Look, don't get me wrong, that's fine, and that's a good way to run a club. Okay, but for us to actually win titles, for us to challenge, okay, to win and be successful, like I really want us to be, and I'm sure all Liverpool fans want, yeah. We have to spend the money. We have to buy the top quality players. All right, and we get people saying, we don't want us to be like Chelsea or City or blah blah blah. Why not? They win titles. They win trophies. They're in Champions League. What? I honestly do not get that sentence when people say, they don't want us to be like Chelsea or City. Someone tweeted out, let's go on Twitter, showing me the money. He's a nice guy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not having a go at him. But he's a pro FSG guy, and that's fair enough. But he tweeted out some stuff, and essentially what he was saying was, why on God's earth will we spend up to millions now on players just to pacify a few money fans who want the club to act like Chelsea? This isn't about just spending money in one transfer window. This isn't about just the recent form. Okay, this has happened for years. Yeah? And why wouldn't we want to act like Chelsea and buy top quality players? Okay, people say, we can't attract top quality players because we're not in the Champions League. Kante was in the Champions League with Leicester City, and he went to Chelsea, who are not in the Champions League. Pogba, Juventus to United, not in the Champions League. Ibrahimovic, PSG to Man United, not in the Champions League. Okay, Champions League means fuck all at the moment. maybe not fuck all. But if you give the wages, if you give the transfer fee that they're asking, they will come. All right, we're a big club. Okay, we can attract big players. We've got Jurgen Klopp. All right, he's one of the best managers in the world, and people saying Klopp out are wrong. Okay, his hands are tied. He's taken a lot of the blame at the moment. Yes, fair enough. As in him personally, is what he said. But his hand, people are saying, oh, he couldn't spend that money in January, for example. I think he only didn't want to spend that money in January because he knows that will come out of his summer budget. Which, if you're in his position, that's fair enough. But where does that derive from? Where does the blame go there? That means that's coming from the top. That's coming from FSG, surely. And that people say, oh, they've done the main stand, all right, they've extended that. That's good. Seriously, that's good. All right. A lot of that is corporate seats. That's what makes the most money. In those emails that came out from 2010 or whenever they bought us, it already said they wanted to extend that for corporate seats. They're the ones that make the most money. Yeah. That's fine, as long as we see that money on the pitch, which we clearly don't, because our net spend doesn't match it, our squad doesn't match it. Oh, God. Ugh. It just gets on my tits, Just really gets on my nerves. And and it's not just that. You look at Abramovich at Chelsea. People say, "Oh, we don't want to be like Chelsea." Yeah, he's at every game. Every game, he loves it. He absolutely loves football. He puts his heart and soul into that, and his wallet. All right, don't get me wrong, and his wallet. FSG visit Liverpool once or twice a year. He tweeted about the Super Bowl after we just lost to Hull. Yeah. Doesn't that say everything you need to know? We're not their priority. Their priority is money, and that's fair enough. But my priority is Liverpool succeeding and being where it should be, which is one of the best, one of the most successful clubs in the world. And right now, we are dropping, all right? I don't think we'll get top four this year. I just don't, because I think City, it'll probably be the current top four at the moment. And maybe even United might go above us, which will really hurt, because we were, 12, 15 points ahead of them or something, like a few weeks ago. Out of our current squad, I'd probably only keep, as in our starting 11, I'd probably only keep 5-6 players in the actual starting 11, which I think says quite a lot. I think a lot of them aren't top quality. They're just not top quality. If you think that having Lucas at centre-back, an ageing defensive midfielder, James Milner, technically a right midfielder or a centre-mid playing at left-back, is fine, and there isn't a problem, then I don't know what would be a problem. How is that not a problem? Okay, I wrote an article in August before the season saying that why we wouldn't get top four. All right, maybe I was being controversial or whatever, but that was genuinely my opinion, all right? I'm a pessimist, as you can probably tell. What I said in that was we didn't have a left back. We hadn't invested as well as other clubs. We still had Mignolet in goal, and we didn't have a defensive midfielder. Okay, if I can say that, some idiot 21-year-old Londoner who's not even a proper fan or whatever people say, what are these people at the club paid to do? Seriously, it's clear. How is that not a problem? Okay, our defence has been weak for about 10 years since Rafa. Maybe a bit after that, I don't know. For quite a long time, it's been the defence is the problem. We've been a tight defence away from winning a title or winning a cup or winning something for years. We haven't had a top quality goalkeeper since Reina. All right, this isn't a complete attack on Mignolet or Karius or whatever. It's just a fact, right? You look at the other top clubs, Lloris, De Gea, Cech, Courtois. They're on another level compared to Mignolet and Karius at the moment. It makes a big difference. It makes all the difference. And if I can see that, why can't Klopp? To be fair, why can't Klopp? He's playing Emre Can instead of Wijnaldum at the moment. That is wrong. Okay, I love Klopp, but that is wrong. And that was poor. And not signing anyone in January was poor. Whether that's FSG or Klopp, that's both of their faults. But the overarching problem, the overarching culture of the club is clearly an FSG problem. And like I said, if you're fine with us trying to compete to even get into the top 4, which we don't, we've done it once in the last few years, then that's fine. That's your prerogative. But I know for me and a lot of other fans, we want Liverpool Football Club at the top. We could win stuff so easily. Well, okay, not so easily, all right. But we could get to the next level with a few adjustments, all right, including buying top world-class players rather than trying to get players on the cheap and seeing if they do well, or actually putting their money where their fucking mouth is, FSG, and actually buying some big players rather than a bloody yacht. Yeah, £68 million. That could get us 2 top players for 2 Manes. You know, it just baffles me, and it baffles me that people still defend FSG with their life. I'm not saying they're bad owners. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're bad. We could have a lot worse, and this isn't a complete attack on them or people that like FSG. I'm just saying it's just not good enough. It's not good enough. And it just gets right on my tits, as you can probably tell. But yeah, I've probably rambled on more than long enough. Yeah, if you like this, then hit me up on Twitter at LiverpoolTruly. Hit the subscribe button. You know, comment down below. I'll reply to you. We can have a good chat. Thanks a lot for listening.